Hey everybody, it's Glidercat and it's time to play. Today we're going to take a first look at a game called Logistical 3 Earth. As you might have guessed from the title, this is the third game in the series and it came out on Steam in July of 2020. I've played over 400 hours in Logistical 2, the previous version, but I haven't spent much time yet in Logistical 3, and so this is a chance to get a first look at that game. I was planning to do a first look video on Logistical 2, and before getting started on that, I thought, wait a second, let me reach out to the developer and see if he's willing to provide me a press key for this newest version, and that way we can do the first look on the latest version. Fortunately, he agreed to provide the key, and here we are, so my thanks goes out to the developer for that. Let's go ahead and get started by watching the game's trailer, and while that's running, I'm going to paraphrase some of the game description that's available on Steam. All right, let's get that started. Logistical 3 Earth is a strategy puzzle game where you transport different cargoes to complete all towns throughout the planet. Some cargoes are easy to get. Others you will have to create in industries. There are countless industries already on the map and you can build your own as well. The whole game is a huge puzzle, while each city is its own little piece of puzzling. Plenty of cities are easy enough, but there are many, many others that will present you with much tougher challenges. Logistical Earth starts out small and grows with you. The further you get from the start, the more strategies you have to use to succeed. The game is enormous. It has nearly 50,000 towns to complete and over 165,000 businesses. So that's right. 50,000 towns and over 165,000 businesses that you can interact with while you're playing this game. Okay, so that's the end of the short trailer. So I apologize. I've just got some kind of random gameplay footage showing here in the background, and I want to further describe this game to you. The footage is taken from a tutorial series that I put together, and I'll refer to that kind of towards the end of the video. That's something you can check out. But let me continue to explain this game to you a bit. Logistical 3 Earth uses a real map of the world, so the cities and towns that you see in the game are actual places, and the developer has added countless little fun facts about many of the locations right in the game, and he includes links out to the internet if you want to learn more about a particular location. So if you're into travel and you're into foreign destinations and you want to learn more, what he's put into the game can make it more immersive and educational if you're interested in learning about new places all across the world. So there's tens of thousands of cities and businesses to complete. What do you actually do in the game, and what does it mean to complete a city? What you're going to be doing in this game is using a fleet of trucks, trains, and airplanes. I'm not sure if there's actually ships that you control or not, to deliver products from one location to another. Sounds simple, and at the beginning it is, but as you continue to play, there are some very big challenges and logistics puzzles for you to solve. Fortunately, you have several tools at your disposal, and you can use countless different strategies to tackle each challenge there is. Sometimes the products you need to ship are ready to go, and you can just pick them up from one location and take them to a city. Other times, you're going to need to supply a set of inputs to a factory, which will then produce the product that you need. For example, in order to provide a plastic to a city, you're first going to need to transport petroleum from an oil well site to a refinery that provides the plastic. Now, to complete a city, you need to deliver products until that city's inventory reaches the number specified by the city. So let's take a really simple example to try and understand this. So say a city wants an inventory of 300 tons of plastic, and you have a single 10-ton truck to ship products with. This sounds like an ACT question. So yeah, you need to deliver 300 tons of plastic, and you've got a 10-ton truck, right? So it sounds like you just need to make 30 trips with your truck to deliver the 300 tons. Then you're done, right? So 30 trips times 10 tons is 300 tons, and you're good to go. Well, it doesn't always work that way. So some cities, or sites, as I call them, they do work like that. But other cities have populations of people who continuously consume the inventory of the town. So let's go on with our example. So now let's say that same city has 10,000 people living in it, and they consume 1 ton of plastic every 5 seconds. So if you need to make 30 trips to deliver the plastic, And if the plastic supply is far away, which it might be, it's going to take you some time to meet that need and deliver the 300 tons. And while you're doing all that delivering, the town is eating away at what you've already delivered. So to complete the town, then you're almost certainly going to need to deliver more than 300 tons because the city is consuming it as you go. So only if you outpace the consumption will you be able to reach the inventory target and quote unquote complete the town. So in the beginning, things are easy, right? The towns are small. They only need small quantities of maybe one or two products, and they have tiny populations that barely put a dent in the inventory while you're working to deliver what's needed. In addition, the products that you need to deliver to these small towns are often available close by, and the trips you need to make to ship the product to the city are small and fast, and it's quick. Sometimes it's one single trip, one and done, and you finish the city. But later, though, you're going to be faced with huge cities with populations in the millions who need quantities of products in the thousands. And they don't need one product like plastics, they need several different products. And maybe these products won't be so close by. And you'll need to deliver components to different factories, which are probably even further away to even get the products created. But you have strategies available to you, and actually, you've got a ton of strategies available to you. So, for example, in this case, you can place warehouses near these cities where you can stage some of the products so you won't have to travel so far once you start supplying the city itself. You can also set up your own industries to produce some of the products that can't be found close by. And there's a whole bunch more you can do as well. And there's actually prerequisites and certain challenges to being able to set up those industries and those warehouses I mentioned. So there's a bunch of fun and challenge to solve these larger cities. So, it's impossible to convey the full scope of the game in a first look video like this one. And as you can see from the game footage that's been kind of playing in the background here, the interface can be a little intimidating. But I hope that won't let I hope that you won't let that deter you. This game is a ton of fun. I've had, like I said, hundreds of hours in the previous version, and I really enjoyed it. And it's not just looking at spreadsheets and watching numbers. So this isn't a game where you just watch spreadsheets and like an idle mobile phone game or something where you're watching just numbers climb. You need to think in this game, and you need to work through all kinds of logistical puzzles. Now, it only takes logic. There isn't anything real tricky going on here, but you have to work through these problems. And once you get going, once you get the hang of the interface, and once you kind of get in the flow of the game, it is extremely satisfying to complete these puzzles, complete these towns, and work your way across the map. So that's it for the first look. If you're at all intrigued, I encourage you to check out my 4-episode starting tutorial series where we start from the beginning and we learn the ins and outs of the game and its interface. And I kind of walk through it. I'm new to Logistical 3 Earth, so there's definitely things that I don't know. There's been enhancements since Logistical 2 when I played it. And Logistical 2, I played that, was over a year ago, so I'm rusty. But if you watch the tutorial series, and I encourage you to do that, and you still want more, I've started an experimental Let's Play series on the game as well. Well, why is it called experimental, or why am I calling it experimental? Well, this can be a hard game to cover on YouTube and have it be entertaining. So take a look at that. Take a look at the Let's Play. Let me know what you think in the comments, how you think I might change that to be more entertaining. But my goal in that series is to highlight some of the more interesting puzzles and the more fun aspects of the game. And then just off camera or in an accelerated play, I'll whiz through some of the easier towns and the things that aren't as much of a challenge but need to get done. And then lastly, I just want to mention that there is a demo of Logistical 3 Earth available on Steam. So you can download that and play it. And you can also, if you want, check out Logistical 2. That's available free on Steam. And it's got a few maps to try out. And there's a tutorial in the game that you can walk through, and it'll help you kind of understand the ins and outs as well, in addition to the videos that I mentioned. So that's how I learned about it. I tried the free Logistical 2 version, and then I think it was the next day I bought all the DLC for it. It was like $50, but I was hooked. Once I put in that initial, I'd say it was probably like an hour, maybe even 2 hours of using the free version and kind of learning what the game was about and giving it a chance. Then I was pretty much hooked from the beginning. Anyway, that's it Finally. So I hope you enjoyed this first look. I hope it piqued your interest. This is a game I've been wanting to kind of feature on the channel for a while. I think it's a diamond in the rough. It won't be for everybody. It won't be for everybody. But there's a lot more to this game than you see on the surface, and put this together. So hopefully to get you to take a look and at least become aware of it. And that is it for now. So this is Glidercat saying thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you being here. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.